All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting started. Let me just get my camera here set up. But how's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Let's see if we got it going here. And camera. I think we're ready to go. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh man, look at that HD, guys. HD. How's everybody doing today? Got a lot of news to cover. I'm just kind of looking at my laptop because it's showing me the picture there. But welcome back, guys. It has been a while since I've done a live stream. Let me know how the sound is as well. And I know that it says morning market update on the thumbnail. I was trying to go live earlier this morning, but it wasn't working, unfortunately. So I've got it fixed. I don't know what was going on with Zoom, because I do my Zoom through, or I do my live streams via Zoom. I connect it to my YouTube. So yeah, but let me just make it known that I am live. Live stream has begun. And I'm just going to put it there in the, oh, someone gave me a like. I appreciate it. And make sure you guys like it up, share it with some people. I don't know how long we'll be live for today. I think it'll just kind of depend on how I am feeling. But yeah, like I mentioned, there's actually a lot of news to cover. I mean, we have the big news with Twitter partnering with E-Toro, right, to bring about trading. The Ethereum upgrade looks like maybe a mini altcoin season. And then just some other news that kind of happens throughout the week, you know, the FTX news, MicroStrategy, things like that. So yeah, buckle up, guys. It'll be a good one. Pretty rainy here in Florida the last week or so. It's been raining nonstop. Sure, kind of makes me look a little big, or maybe I'm just getting pumped up. What's up, Marty? What's up, Kay? What up, man? So it's actually like raining right now, just nonstop. Hopefully that'll stop. But yeah, let's just kind of dive straight into it. Let me pull up desktop view, and we will hit the ground running. So the first thing that I do want us to go over is I want us to take a look at how the markets are looking, because, oops, sorry, guys. I want this over here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, there we go. All right, got everything sorted. But yeah, I want us to take a look at how the markets are doing. So if we look here, I mean, we'll see that Arbitrum token today is the biggest gainer. It's actually up 14%. If we do come and look at the 4 hour here, yeah, it's been surging like crazy. Even based off of my TA, I should have bought right around here, and I didn't. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, from the bottoms there, it's already up 20%, pretty decent amount. So if you did get the airdrop, you know, make sure you're paying yourself there. I unfortunately did have to sell it. I had to cover some expenses here on my end. But yeah, I'm not holding any Arbitrum at the moment, but I had about 1,700 that was airdropped to me. But yeah, in terms of news, we have obviously the big ETH unstake that's happening right now. So Kraken is set to unstake more than $1 billion worth of Ethereum after the Shapella upgrade. Like I mentioned in the title of the live stream, is that, you know, Twitter is going to enable crypto stocks trading, which is insane. More information on the Ethereum upgrade. This was also pretty big that broke yesterday. Apparently, FTX has recovered over $7 billion worth of assets. Now, for those of you who don't remember, FTX actually lost over $10 billion. So they have recovered, well, you know, 70% of a lot of their the funds that went missing. And then if we do come and take a look at FTT token, so this is the native token of FTX exchange. Right when that news broke, FTT token went on to do like 130% gain, which is insane. And then, as we can see, you know, right now it's already down about 25%. But I did a TikTok on it, and I mentioned that, hey, you know, if this is actually legit, because they're going to have to, you know, really break it down a lot more, you know, give us a lot more information on it, there could be a pretty good money making opportunity. So as you can see, this right here, this was the sell-off when FTX exchange collapsed. And I actually, you know, ended up shorting this at around like the $22 range, and I did like 800% because this thing fell down to like $1.50, and I held it all the way down. But if this is actually legit, I do think that people will start buying into FTT token and trying to arbitrage trade it. And if so, you know, from where it is right now, you know, if it did get back to that pre-collapse level, I mean, we're looking at around almost a 10x there. So let me just adjust the chart here. From where it's at right now, that is about a 10x, 11x actually. Now, am I saying that that's going to happen? Not necessarily. We're just going to have to wait and see exactly how much of this is real news, because basically what they said is that they recovered this amount of money and they are looking to potentially open up operations sometime during Q2, which is between now, April, and June. So we're just going to have to wait and see. I mean, if they are going to do it, I would kind of get going, because time is running out for them. Typically, the summer months are not really that bullish or good for a lot of cryptos or for markets in general. And, there's like a saying like sell in May and go away, right? So if they are going to open it up, I would recommend for them to kind of do it ASAP. I mean, obviously they did go under and they have to figure out how they're going to be repaying a lot of these, holders. But it is, some pretty good bullish news there. And then the other news is obviously, MicroStrategy is actually back in profit now. Therefore, $4 billion Bitcoin bet is in the green. Excuse me. And as we can see, their average purchase price is, basically 30K or 29,800. And right now, let's go take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is sitting at 30,300. So yeah, they're barely in profit. MicroStrategy is playing the long game. Michael Saylor, he did have that loan position on Bitcoin that he took out, and a lot of people were very skeptical and worried because they thought that he would probably get liquidated and that would cause a lot of a very massive collapse to happen. But we actually found out that this loan that he had through Silvergate Bank, Signature Bank, he actually paid it back early, which is insane. So yeah, he's right now pretty much has no debt. That was a really good bet that he took, and he was able to pay off this loan early. I'm sure Silvergate or Signature Bank collapsing, that definitely helped a lot. So yeah, he's all paid off and now he's in the profit. And as you can see, I've had this level marked off for a while because this is an area that Bitcoin was coming back to. And yeah, pretty much that's where we're at right now. So we're going to have to kind of wait and see how things are going to play out. There's a lot of things that are moving around. We have the Fed meeting happening at the beginning of May. We have this Ethereum upgrade right now. So it's very possible that we could just, have a decent amount of chop in this area before either a quick move up or, people really start to take profit and start to get out of their positions. But as time goes on, we have a lot of things going on right now. We have earnings season starting for Q1 for a lot of the companies. So we're going to see how they're going to report. A lot of people are betting that it's not going to be too good. I mean, personally, I am as well, because let's be honest, I mean, the first couple months here, besides crypto, really hasn't been all that much. I mean, I'm sure people are, starting to kind of feel the pain, at the pump, obviously, at groceries. But, unemployment does say something else. Unemployment's only at 3.5%. So maybe Q1 earnings won't be that bad. Again, we're going to have to wait and see. But let's just kind of dive into some of the news articles. So this just came out recently. Kraken set to unstake more than $1 billion worth of Ethereum after the Shipella upgrade. So, if you're new to crypto, or maybe you've kind of been hearing like this upgrade thing with Ethereum. So Ethereum has had a lot of upgrades in really ever since it's been created. But the last big upgrade that happened was back in August of 2022 when Ethereum went from proof of work and it merged over to proof of stake. That completely changes consensus mechanism, meaning that Ethereum was no longer secured, and a lot of these transactions, or the transactions, are no longer validated by miners, right? People that had computers and were running these complex algorithms and got Ethereum as a reward. Now it went over to proof of stake, meaning that people had to lock up their Ethereum. And in order to be a validator on the Ethereum network, you would have to stake 32 Ethereum tokens, which is quite a lot. Unless you were mining Ethereum when it was well under a couple $100, you probably don't have 32 Ethereum to your name. Maybe you have a couple, right? 32 Ethereum, let's pull up coin market cap right now. 32 Ethereum is quite a lot of money. Right now it's sitting at what, $2,000, we'll say. So what's that? Basically, you need to have $64,000 worth of Ethereum to be a staker, or 640,000 if I'm getting my math right. Let's see. I don't want to embarrass myself. I think it's 64,000. Yeah, you basically need to have $64,500 worth of Ethereum right now in order to stake it and to be a validator, which obviously then you would earn rewards. So that was kind of like the last big upgrade. And then if we do come and take a look at Ethereum, when that upgrade happened, I mean, that was kind of like the top for Ethereum, more or less. So as we can see, this massive run up right here Ethereum bottomed out at around like $880 during the June lows, and then it ran all the way up. Basically did a 1.5x going up into the merge, and then what happened? That was a sell the news event, right? So if you bought then, obviously you sold out, you took profits, and then Ethereum went on to drop another 50%. But since November and December, when the FTX collapse happened, obviously Ethereum has been on another uptrend here, and we're right back at the levels of where the merge happened. So as we can see, we're right there at that $2,000 level. So we're going to have to watch Ethereum and see how it's going to play out here. RSI is also around the same level. When the merge happened, RSI was sitting around 70. And then same thing here, right now RSI is sitting at 70. So, what's this going to be? Is Ethereum going to reject? If you're doing just basic TA, then this is, a clear double top, right? This would be top one, and then this would be top two. Well, obviously if it rejects, we're going to probably expect some pretty decent downside there. Or if this, if this upgrade is going to be very bullish, which we're going to read into right now, then, we could see another push upwards maybe for the next couple of weeks here before, the summer months here hit. But what's really important with this upgrade is that a lot of people staked their Ethereum back in 2020. That was, that was a very big incentive that a lot of these exchanges were giving. We're saying, hey, if you stake your Ethereum right now for, at least 2 years, then you are going to be, accruing some pretty good interest. And they were giving anywhere from like 5% interest for staking your Ethereum. I think some were giving a little bit higher. So people, when they staked Ethereum back in 2020, well, they staked it at a very low price because, they expected that Ethereum would be at a much higher price come the time when they can actually take out their, or come the time that their unstake is, or come time when their stake is finished. Sorry, guys, it's been a long day. But yeah, so a lot of them staked in like November, December of 2020, and the price of Ethereum was around, $550 to $600. So since then, if we just go from, let's say, December 10th here, when Ethereum was 550, well, people almost have done about a 3x in their Ethereum holdings. So now comes the question, okay, are people going to continue to hold because, they saw that Ethereum went on to hit as high as $4,800, or are they going to probably sell and take profit because of, the fact that we're in a bear market and there's probably, some more macroeconomic conditions that are going to make things a little bit more worse, right? So you're kind of having to guesstimate as to what the regular investor is going to do. Personally, if I had bought Ethereum at $550 and I staked it for 2 years and I am already up in profit and I made a decent amount from the rewards that I've accrued, then I would definitely be taking some off the table. Me, I don't know, maybe I'd take half off the table, maybe I'd take a little bit more. I can't really tell you because I haven't staked that Ethereum. But like it says right here, Kraken initiated withdrawal requests for their stakes totaling over 551,000 Ethereum. That's a lot of Ethereum, guys. The firm is expected to unstake all Ether for U.S. clients due to regulatory measures. So yes, Kraken did get hit with that SEC's Wells notice saying that, hey, you have to cease all of your staking services. Interesting that they got hit and Coinbase didn't. Well, Coinbase did, but they are still offering some staking services. So as we can see, the upgrade has resulted in a massive influx of withdrawal requests, surpassing $1.5 billion, including both partial and full exits. And then Kraken provides a staking service that streamlined the Ethereum staking process, allowing users to deposit into the platform and create validators on their behalf. So yeah, what you guys let me know down in the comments, whether you're rewatching this live stream or not, did you stake Ethereum? What would you do? Would you actually take some off the table, or would you just kind of, not even unstake it, maybe wait until next bull run to unstake, and maybe when Ethereum hits that $4,000 or $5,000 mark? You guys let me know in the comments down below. So catching up to speed, this is the biggest news of today. Twitter is going to enable crypto and stocks trading. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, E-Toro is an exchange, and it's actually quite an old one. It's been around for quite some time. They were primarily first a stocks platform because they've been around since 2007. And then obviously they opened themselves up to crypto trading as well. So let's see the amount of cryptos that they offer here. I know that they do offer a decent amount. I don't know how many. Let's see if they'll let me see here. So it is a centralized exchange. I don't think eToro is not even that popular in the crypto world. If we do come and take a look at CoinMarketCap, I don't think it's even on the top exchanges. So let's see. These are all the spot exchanges. eToro is not even up here, guys. So it's really not even that popular for the crypto space specifically. I mean, I know maybe like a few years ago it really was, but I have heard a lot of bad things with eToro. I mean, some people were like affiliates and they didn't get their affiliate commission paid out. Others, they weren't really able to access their account ever again, and they bought a lot of cryptocurrencies early on. So yeah, I mean, it's I really haven't heard the best news about eToro. However, it is still a really interesting and a really pivotal move, not only for crypto, but just for the finance world as a whole. Because, if we do take a look at daily Twitter users, guys, it's 500 million users. Actually, so as we can, or sorry, this is daily USC. Let's still get average monthly users. Average monthly Twitter users. So as we can see, Twitter has 450 monthly active users as of 2022. Now, obviously that number has fluctuated since then, since Elon Musk took over. But the gist of the matter here is we have 500 million people that are using this app on a monthly basis, and there's a decent percentage of it. Maybe let's say 10%, right? So that would be what, about 4.5 million people on a monthly basis that are using it for financial reasons, right? Either talking about stocks, talking about macroeconomics, talking about cryptocurrency. I mean, the crypto space is the most prominent on the Twitter space. There's really no other social media platform where there's so many cryptocurrency advocates and influencers. Maybe you could argue TikTok or YouTube, but I would still say that definitely Twitter, just because it's so much easier to, one, put out content, and two, grow a following, right? And the fact that Elon Musk took over, and as we all know, he loves Dogecoin. I think that this is really going to push a lot more people onto Twitter, and then combine, the social media aspect and the financial aspect, or investing aspect as a whole. So he's kind of bridging that gap. Now it's like, well, before people talked about it and they say, hey, well, what's the best exchange, or what's the best platform to go buy X, Y, and Z? And people reference either, I'm sure, E-Trade or Fidelity, or some sort of cryptocurrency exchange like Coinbase or Binance. But now you're going to have a built-in platform, or a built-in part of Twitter. We can go and directly buy some of these stocks and buy some of these cryptos. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But this is a very big, it is a very big step for, again, not only Twitter, but just the overall financial or investing world as a whole. I see Yank in there. He said, "Oh, yeah, oh." So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I personally would have liked to see, and obviously I'm biased because I'm in crypto, but I would have liked to see maybe Elon go more of like the crypto route and try to partner with a very big exchange like Coinbase or Binance. But I'm sure because of regulatory reasons, he understands that it's probably gonna be a little bit too difficult, and the fact that he's able to move Dogecoin's price at a whim, he probably would have been hit with some sort of SEC notice or something like that. But again, it's still a good move here in the right direction. So yeah, it looks like Twitter already has a feature that allows users to view the market data of a company through cash tags feature. But the new partnership, users can click the view on eToro button to trade a specific financial instrument. Okay, so that's interesting. So now you can obviously, you could search up a stock here. I guess it looks like it's probably going to be stock, and then you can view on eToro. So let's see if we can do that right now. Let me put in Tesla there, and let's see if the eToro function is already up there. Oh, actually, you can, yeah. So view on eToro, and let's see, does it take me to the eToro page? Sorry for my internet, guys. It's a little bit laggy here. A lot of tabs open. The computer's trying to keep up. So while that loads, yeah, I'll just kind of keep reading through this article. So yeah, all that it's doing is, instead of, again, you having to go and open up your own tab and do all of your own searching, it's just bridging that gap. So it's just going to take you straight to it to be able to buy it or do whatever it is that you want to do. We'll revisit this at the end. So yeah, and I also was talking about how this was very big news that broke yesterday. So apparently FTX has recovered $7.3 billion worth of assets, and they're going to consider rebooting the exchange. So this is extremely big news, especially for the crypto world, because a lot of people lost a lot of money with FTX, right? We're talking over $10 billion. Now, it is interesting how FTX was somehow able to, recover these assets and go to potentially reboot their platform, and not the other platforms, like Voyager, BlockFi, and Celsius. Like, those are still TBD, right? We're going to have to wait and see what happens with them. But somehow FTX has managed to recover over 70% of their lost assets. And that in a very short period of time, I mean, that was what, about 6 months ago since this happened, November, December, Jan, Feb, March. Yeah, basically 6 months ago. So I guess in some sort of hearing that happened in the bankruptcy court of Delaware, lawyers and Sullivan Cromwell representing FTX said the crypto firm had recovered about $7.3 billion in liquid assets, which is good. A March filing from the debtors reported that the four FTX company styles had roughly $4.8 billion in scheduled assets as of November 22. And then according to the legal team, FTX will also consider restarting its crypto exchange operations sometime in the second of 2024. Okay, not even this year, so it'd be next year. Suggesting a reboot as early as April. FTX CEO John Ray was reportedly mulling reviving the bankruptcy exchange in January interview. Okay, so that's actually very interesting. So I was under the impression that it would happen sometime this quarter, but it's actually going to be not until 2024. So it still would be quite some time from now. So that kind of makes a little bit more sense, because I would say there's no way that FTX is able to get not only their funds back before Celsius and BlockFi and Voyager, but even go and open up their operations. So that kind of makes sense right there. And then, yeah, we already covered this, that MicroStrategy is obviously in profit with their Bitcoin. This tends to be a top signal, guys. I'm not going to lie. This is around the same, basically this time last year was when the Bitcoin conference happened. Me, Johnny, and Alex were there. And Bitcoin was trading, let's see, around this time. This time last year, I think Bitcoin was around like the 40K mark, if I remember correctly. And I remember, one, I saw Michael Saylor speaking there. Yeah, so this is right around the same time. This is when it happened. Yeah, so Bitcoin was trading at around 46. That's when Bitcoin almost got back up to 50K. So Bitcoin was trading around like the 48K level. The Bitcoin conference was happening around this time, and Michael Saylor went on and announced that he did buy more Bitcoin, and then as we can see, we sold off. So that does tend to be a top signal there, guys. So we'll see. Again, I'm still probably predicting or expecting a squeeze up to like the 31, 32K level. I mean, if we really start to move quick, then yeah, I mean, we got 38K on the table up here. But that, again, that's a different convo there. And then, yeah, so this is from when you click on the view on the eToro. It takes you to this page right here. So, you know, it obviously shows you all the financials and all the information on Tesla here. And then you can actually invest into it. I want to see, we'll do the same for Apple. Let's see if it does it only for Tesla or any other. So you can do it for Apple. Let's see if it does it maybe for Bitcoin. Let's see, BTC. Wow. Okay. So they have it for Bitcoin too. So that's interesting. So this is very big, guys. So now they're just cutting. They're cutting out the middleman or the transition to try to go and buy these cryptos and these stocks. Again, we would have liked to see maybe a different platform than eToro. I mean, I know Webull offers both Robinhood. They could have even went with Robinhood, but yeah. But eToro has been around for a while, so maybe that's why. And then, yeah, Shapella, Ethereum's first major upgrade since the merger is now live. So Shapella, Shanghai, there's all these upgrades that are happening. It's pretty crazy. So Ethereum's core developers have implemented the Shapella upgrade through a hard fork. The highly anticipated upgrade enables users and validators to draw their staked ETH on the network. So pretty much the same thing as Shanghai. Now, Shapella was a little bit different because I think they limit how much can be taken out at any given moment. Let me see here. I do remember that there was only I think there's only a limit of about 1,800 Ethereum could be sold on a daily basis from the Shapella upgrade for at least the first 5 days. So it wouldn't flood the market, right? You wouldn't have this major crash come out of nowhere. So I was reading, let me see if I can pull up the article again. I did read it yesterday, I believe. Let's see. And then, yeah, I did cover the Bitcoin decouples from stocks. That was pretty crazy. Was it this one? It says it was yesterday. Let's see. I do remember reading one of them that basically said that, yeah, like there's a limit as to how much Ethereum can be accessed here. Okay, yeah, this is the one. So Ethereum rewards over 2 billion will be liquid in the first 5 days after Shapella. So this was over 1.1 million ETH in accumulated. Oh, so this is talking about the rewards. And accumulated validator rewards will be available for partial withdrawals after Shapella. And they were talking about right here. Yep. So like it says, Also, the impact of above partial withdrawals is separate from full withdrawals. Regarding full withdrawals or exits after Shapella, Ethereum will permit a daily limit of 1,800 validators to completely unstake, allowing up to 58,000 Ethereum in full withdrawals per day. This equates to a maximum of 290,000 Ethereum in the first 5 days. This 1,800 limit is enforced due to the churn rate that is intended to prevent excessive unstaking, since only 8 validators per epoch can request to exit the network and close their stake. So only about 1,800 validators daily can actually unstake, and that's obviously because of the epoch rate, or basically the amount of blocks that are allowing that. And then considering both partial and full withdrawals, around 1.4 million ETH will be accessible or liquid within 5 days after Shapella. So that was yesterday, which was Wednesday. So we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So basically early next week, the full withdrawals would be available. However, this figure represents the maximum liquid ether that could theoretically be withdrawn, and the actual amount of withdrawn and potentially sold ether will be determined at the time. And then Glassstone's estimated that 170,000 Ethereum may be sold by validators in the week following Shapella, which it believes could have an acceptable impact on ether. So basically sometime next week, we should be seeing a lot of these validators that were able to unstake their Ethereum and accrued all these rewards start actually, selling it and entering the market. Let me see, Sound Money. Let me see if I can pull up that Ethereum. It's that ETH Sound Money website. I forgot what it's, ultrasound money, not so, yeah. So this basically shows you obviously the amount of Ethereum that's out there, the burn rate, things like that. So the current supply of ETH right now is sitting at around 120 million, so it's not that many. And then if we do go and take a look at that article again, it shows that about 1.4 million Ethereum will be accessible or liquid within the first 5 days after Shapella. So what does that mean? That sometime next week, we're going to see this number really start to go up, because by then everybody should have already withdrawn their Ethereum and staked it and accrued all the rewards. But since we are in proof of stake and now Ethereum is being burned like a crazy mofo, and it says actually upgrading for Shapella, so we'll see. Since it is now proof of stake, maybe there won't be such a massive supply increase, because the Ethereum is being constantly burned. And as we can see, since proof of stake got implemented, about 21,000 Ethereum have been burned. And if we simulate proof of work, proof of stake Ethereum has not been inflating at all. I mean, look at this blue line. It's actually deflated by almost 1/4%. Versus if it was proof of work Ethereum in the last 30 days, it would have inflated by about 13%. And, with this recent upgrade, this number is really going to start to go up. So it just goes to show you that, the upgrades in Ethereum, long-term, this thing is going to become a beast. It's really going to become a beast there, guys. So make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, share it with as many people as you can. Let's just kind of finish it up with what's kind of going on around the world. So as you can see, it looks like the stocks closed higher Thursday. S&P 500 notches highest close since February. So stocks and other assets are kind of rallying. I think it's basically what we're seeing is like a last final hoorah rally going into the month of May, because again, that's when we're going to have the Fed meeting. This is also news that broke today that is very sad, unfortunately, but it's kind of showing you that it might be a little bit dangerous in the crypto world, as much as I don't want to say it. So an arrest has been made since the Cash founder Bob Lee was stabbed, which happened last week. And then in a press conference Thursday, San Francisco's district attorney confirmed that the arrest has been made, and it was a person named Nima Momeni, who's a tech entrepreneur in the Bay Area, and she's actually, I think, like some sort of like a chief financial officer of some sort of platform or company. Let's see if they say it right here. So they said authorities also said that Momeni knew the victim, though they would not comment on the motive. They also indicated that the investigation was ongoing. So Momeni will be arraigned on Friday. And then police made arrests earlier on Thursday in Maryville, California. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So basically there's a tie that this, Nima lady, she actually knew Bob Lee. So then that begs the question of, hey, she knew Bob Lee. Why did she go out of her way to go and basically murder him in cold blood in downtown San Francisco? It's very scary. It's very scary. And for those of you who don't know, Bob Lee, he had a pretty decent background not only in finances but in the crypto space. So as we can see right here, he was the chief product officer for MobileCoin. He served as a chief CTO at Square, right? We know how big and prominent Square is in the crypto world. He obviously founded he obviously founded Cash App, and then there was something else that he worked for as well. I forgot what it was, but he has a very big background in not only finances but crypto specifically. He was widely praised by former colleagues, including MobileCoin CEO Josh Golder, who said in Twitter thread that Lee was a brilliant visionary with a kaleidoscopic mind. So Bob Lee was, again, he was up there in the crypto world. And Cash App was a very big sponsor of the Bitcoin conference last year. So now comes a question, okay, why was he, stabbed to death by somebody that apparently knew him and was also in the financial sector? Very scary, very scary. Let's see, I guess some 21-year-old leaked documents there. But yeah, I mean, markets really are all rallying. Let's just kind of maybe finish it up here. Let me know in the chat there, guys, if you have any questions, any coins you want me to take a look at. But, oh yeah, we were going to talk about altcoin season potentially. So let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance has been on a pretty decent uptick. Maybe we're entering a triple top area as well in Bitcoin dominance. I mean, we have top 1, top 2, top 3, maybe. The first top was July 2021. So that was, when we had that massive summer sell-off. And then, we bottomed out. And then the more recent one happened last summer, June 22, when obviously we had all the platforms like Celsius, FTX, and BlockFi collapse, and everybody just ran into Bitcoin. And now we're having another top here. So now begs the question, are we potentially entering altcoin season? Well, let's take a look at a lot of these altcoins compared to Bitcoin. So what you guys want to do is when you go to TradingView and you go into the crypto sector or to search a coin, what you want to do is you do want to start comparing cryptocurrencies to Bitcoin, because this is going to let you know how your crypto is performing against Bitcoin. So basically the way this works, this is Gala compared to Bitcoin, right? So this means is whenever this chart goes up, or whenever the price is going up, it means that Gala token is outcompeting Bitcoin, which tends to signify that it's usually altcoin season, right? When altcoins are outcompeting Bitcoin, that's why everybody's super giddy and super happy, because people are making money. So when this price or when this chart goes up, it means that Gala or altcoins are more profitable and more dominant than Bitcoin, and vice versa. When this goes down, it shows that Bitcoin is more dominant. So as we can see, for instance, right when the market topped out, November 21, it didn't look that good for Gala, right? I mean, Bitcoin was out competing it every single time. And then obviously that kind of changed, right around the new year, where Gala really spiked up and, altcoins started to run. But in general, right? In general, if we look, a lot of these, what you want to start to see is if we really are entering some sort of altcoin season, we want to start seeing reversals here happening, right? Whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Matic, whether it's AVAX, I kind of did some of the more popular ones, right? But for instance, when these charts do tend to reverse, meaning that the altcoin is outcompeting Bitcoin, there are some pretty big gains to be made. I mean, for instance, if we just take a look right here, right? So this was June 2022, right? And Matic actually had a pretty good run up. As we can see, from June 22 up until November 22, right around the FTX crash, Matic outcompeted Bitcoin by 2.5x, right? 260%. And then we can actually go and take a look at that on the actual Matic token. So for instance, if we come and take a look at Matic right here, well, what do we see? When it bottomed out in June right here, going all the way up until November, what happened? Matic actually did a 300% gain, right? Just the Matic token, on the Matic BTC chart, it's not showing that exact percentage gain, but the gist is that Matic was outcompeting Bitcoin, right? You would have been more profitable holding Matic than you were Bitcoin. So if you pull up the Bitcoin chart, same thing. If we take a look at, when things bottomed out in June, from June going until November, well, yeah, I mean, Bitcoin only did 20%. So you were much better off holding Matic there. So this is what you want to start to get into the habit of. You want to start taking your favorite altcoin, comparing it to got to run on cash to replay. All right, sounds good, man. No worries. What you want to start doing is taking some of your favorite alts and comparing them to Bitcoin. So what's a very popular alt right now? Aptos token, I guess, right? Let's just do Aptos token. So what we can do is we can do Aptos, right? And then what you want to do is you want to put the slash or the backslash sign, and then you want to compare it to Bitcoin, and always do the Binance chart because it's the most liquid. So this is actually look, you should look Binance Aptos USDT compared to Binance Bitcoin USDT. And then we take a look and we compare it. So there we go. We have it right up here. And what do we see right now? Well, we see this massive spike up, and this happened around December 2022, right? So from basically the end of December up until mid-January, Aptos outcompeted Bitcoin by 375%. Well, if we do go and take a look at the Aptos chart, we should see something similar. And what do we see? Just that, right? From the end of December up until mid-January, Aptos did almost a 6x there. So that's what you can start to do is start, comparing some of your favorite altcoins to Bitcoin and seeing, okay, are we about to witness a potential reversal here? Okay. So for instance, this is AVAX here, right? Well, I mean, AVAX, looks like it's maybe forming some support here. And it could always, obviously, the thing is like, you never really know where it's going to, how low it's going to go. But whenever you start seeing these supports, where it kind of starts to go sideways, it's kind of a sign that we're probably going to start to see some sort of reversal here. And these reversals are very short-lived. I mean, look at this. This is very quick. So an altcoin season does tend to be very quick. I mean, the only time the altcoin season lasts a decent amount of time is when we're in a bull market. I mean, the last time we maybe had an altcoin season was at the end of June, beginning of July, and then going up until the Ethereum upgrade. That was maybe the last time we had an altcoin season. So are we going to see it now? Again, you got to compare some of your favorite altcoins to Bitcoin, and then you want to, again, keep your eye on Bitcoin dominance as well. We could take a look at the ETH-BTC chart. Let's see how that looks. That's also a good indication as to, where altcoins are sitting at. So this is the ETH-BTC chart. Let's see if we can do an ETA here. So yeah, it's just been kind of like in this little range here. Maybe it'll come down to like this 0.55 level before maybe we see an uptick there. But to be honest, the ETH-BTC chart does look somewhat bearish. If we just do a basic trend line, I mean, it's kind of in this downtrend right here. Let's pull up maybe RSI. I mean, RSI is also kind of saying a similar story. I mean, it's showing more of like a downtrend here. I mean, you can draw it whichever way you want. Right? I mean, but I guess if you're doing your TA a different way, you could say we're in an uptrend here. You could say that. So I don't know. ETH-BTC chart's not really telling me much right now. It's just kind of like in limbo there. There's really no clear sign of direction. Like this is a clear sign, right? That's like a clear uptrend. For instance, like this right here. Let me see if I can adjust this. Like this right here is like a clear uptrend to me. You could draw it this way. This is probably the way that I would have drawn it, but that seems a clear uptrend, right? So it's right in this trend line all the way up, but then now we're kind of breaking it. The ETH-BTC is not really telling me much. I mean, the fact that Bitcoin dominance has been surging, we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, we might be seeing a triple top here, or maybe it's a little consolidation before that push to 50%. I mean, the last time we saw Bitcoin at 50% dominance was actually bleeding. It was way up there during February, March 21. And then, yeah, the altcoin season started and Bitcoin dominance really dropped off. There are people that are saying that, actually, sorry, the very last time we did see an official 50% dominance was way back here in June 2018 or July 2018, and that was the peak of the bear market, right? There are people saying and theorizing that maybe we're not going to have another 50% Bitcoin dominance just because the amount of altcoins that are out there, it's a lot more diversified. But Bitcoin has been doing the largest gains since the beginning of the year. If we take a look, I mean, let's look here. I mean, since the new year right here, I mean, Bitcoin's up 90%. A lot of these altcoins, they're not up that much. I'll say, I mean, obviously Aptos is, and maybe some of the ones that have really been performing, but the gist is, Hex is obviously, the gist is Bitcoin has been performing like a beast since the new year. So yeah, I know I've been going on for a while, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions before, because I might start wrapping it up here. But yeah, so we covered Twitter. We covered the Ethereum upgrade. We covered FTX, MicroStrategy, did a little bit of TA. Again, if you guys have any coins you want me to take a look at, let me know in the comments there or in the chat below. So from here, what I maybe want to see is I would want to see a correction. Maybe we kind of get down to like this 28K region right here. I think this would be a pretty good region to come back, retest. If you can come back to like that 28, 27K level, just really quickly here, maybe flush out some late longs because people thought prices are going to go higher, hang out there for a little bit to then maybe make another big push up. I'd be pretty keen to getting some Bitcoin and Ethereum there, picking up some positions. Or if we are going into altcoin season, then yeah, I would like to see Bitcoin pull back, hang out there, and then Ethereum and all these other altcoins continue to surge. I don't know if we're going to get this 40K Bitcoin. I think it's a bit of a reach. Just look at how long it took us to get up to 30K. We ripped up January. We spent a decent amount of January at 23K, sold off, went up in February, 25K, sold off a decent amount again. And then March, we really did run up again. And then look, the majority of March here, it really almost for the last month, we were, ranging in the 28K level. And now we finally pushed up. And we pushed up, but look at the volume, right? The volume was very, very low here, guys. We're not seeing volume like this what we had in March. The volume here is very low. So it wasn't a move with a lot of intention. It just kind of happened. Now a lot of people are like, well, oh crap. Should I get in? Should I wait? Like, what do I do? People are not really able to decide right now. So I just wait, guys. I think right now just buying in is not really the smartest thing because the pump is gone, and now we just have to wait for the market to give us a clear sign of direction. Because the pump has sailed. So I'll just kind of wait. I think we are going to get a pullback maybe next week, especially since a lot of that Ethereum is getting unlocked or is going to be entering the market. And then we have the Fed meeting. Let's see, Forex Factory. So we do have the Fed meeting at the beginning of March or at the beginning of May. But until then, obviously, CPI came out, inflation came in at 5%, which is a good sign. But at the same time, core inflation actually accelerated, which is what the Fed looks at, right? That's things like your housing, your food, your energy. So that's not good that accelerated. So we're gonna have to wait and see basically how a lot of that stuff is gonna play out. And then let's take a look at what we have for the let's see what we have for the rest of the week here. So we had core PPI come out today. Unemployment claims actually went up. So that's actually kind of what the Fed does want to see because it's 200. So went up. I'm sorry, unemployment claims dropped. Excuse me. So unemployment claims dropped. They were expecting 233. They came in at 239. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Unemployment claims went up. Sorry. Unemployment claims went up, so that means that the interest rate hikes are somewhat working, right? The Feds want to see unemployment start to rise. Let's see, tomorrow we have core retail sales. Yeah, that'll have a decent amount of impact here. Let's take a look at what we got going on next week. We're going to start having earnings season starting next week, so that'll start giving us a better indication of what's going on in the market. CPI again. So we have unemployment claims next Thursday. Again, the Fed wants to see an uptick in that. And then the week after that, that'll be the last week of April. Let's see if there's anything at the end of the month that we have to be aware of. So nothing so much in the month. Again, unemployment claims will come out again, GDP. And then core PCE. And then, the beginning of May is where I think we're going to get our final clear direction. I think the Fed is going to raise interest rates. I don't think you have to speculate that they won't. So at the beginning of May, we're going to have JOLTS job opening and then unemployment change. That's for New Zealand, sorry. We'll have non-farm payrolls, FOMC statement, federal funds rate. Yep. So at the beginning of May will be a better indication for us. And then that later in that week, we're going to get unemployment claims as well. So guys. Well, I hope you guys appreciated the live. Let me know in the chat and the comments down below. I know it's been a while since I went live, and I know the thumbnail kind of threw things off. But guys. So hopefully we get a little correction. Maybe we can take advantage of some altcoins here and get this final run up for the next week or two. And then I think I think summer's not going to be the best. There's a lot of data that's going to be coming out. We have the debt ceiling crisis that needs to be resolved, student loans will go back into repayment. And just in general, assets over the summer, they don't do well. A lot of people just sell and get away from markets. So Yeah, guys, as always, if you appreciate this content, leave a like. If not, leave some constructive criticism in the comments down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.